Hello, this is Andrew again, and this is episode 212. And we're getting closer to the end. We're back in Matthew chapter 28, last chapter of Matthew's Gospel. And I'm going to repeat the text from our last episode, simply to give context to just the 2 or 3 verses that I want to just quietly attend to today. So we pick the narrative up at the beginning of chapter 28. After the Sabbath, on the first day of the week as it was dawning, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to see the tomb. And suddenly there was a great earthquake, for an angel of the Lord descending from heaven came and rolled back the stone and sat on it. His appearance was like lightning, and his clothing white as snow. For fear of him the guards shook and became like dead men. But the angel said to the woman, "Do not be afraid, for I know that you are looking for Jesus, who was crucified. He is not here, for he has been raised, as he said. Come, see the place where he lay. Then go quickly and tell his disciples. He has been raised from the dead, and indeed he is going ahead of you to Galilee. There you will see him." This is my message for you. So, and now for today. So they left the tomb quickly, with fear and great joy, and ran to tell his disciples. Suddenly Jesus met them and said, "Greetings." And they came to him, took hold of his feet and worshipped him. Then Jesus said to them, "Do not be afraid. Go and tell my brothers to go to Galilee. There they will see me." And so we see now the encounter of the risen Jesus, the risen Christ, with these at least 2 women. We've got 2 that are listed here in Matthew's Gospel. Let's understand the state in which they find themselves. They'd come just a few minutes earlier to keep vigil at the tomb. That's according to the way that Matthew tells the story. They'd come to sit and to watch and to, in a sense, just be present as they dealt with their grief. And what happens? They see this amazing thing that has happened. The large stone is rolled back. There's this amazing being sitting on it. And they have this encounter. They see the guards, who are, in the world of Richard Adams' Watership Down, are in a state of fawn. They're just rigid with fear and shock. They can't do anything. And yet they're kind of okay. And the angel gives them this message. And they're just leaving when they run into Jesus. I want to suggest that they are at this point probably high on adrenaline. The sense of the hairs of their back, of their necks standing up, kind of fright. And it takes a little while for the body to settle after that sort of an experience. They're at a heightened sense of alertness. And we're told that they left the tomb quickly with fear. And that's what it was, a sense of fright, this sense of adrenalistic energy that's in their bodies, which we've just talked about. They're still not quite sure what has happened, although it's clearly been truly amazing, if somewhat scary. And then it says, and great joy. While they almost can't believe what they've seen and heard, they're aware of their hearts singing with joy. And they're not the only ones. Jesus comes on the scene. Kairo, which is the word that he used, has a sense of deep joy about it. Greetings, which is the translation we've just read, good morning, as I've seen it put somewhere else, is all a bit lame. Rejoice, which is what we have in the King James Version and in the Amplified, is more like it. But the problem with that, when we see that in the English, it has a sense of command. It doesn't have a sense of describing the state of the speaker. And so what we see Jesus is when he used this word, this describes how he is, and a sense of greeting, of this positive energy. Jesus is really, really pleased to see the two women. It's a way of saying, with a huge smile and arms outstretched wide, I'm back. I'm here. I really am. The women are overwhelmed by his presence and the recognition of who he really is. They're on the ground before him, grasping him, presumably by the ankles. They're wanting to affirm that it really is him, and to confirm that by feeling the flesh and the bones, and that he's very, very much alive. They would have seen the scars in his feet, and that somehow these scars seem not to bother Jesus at all. They're now worn as a badge of honour and as an indicator that really is him. Jesus is tuned into them. Don't be afraid, are his next words, as if to say, it really is me. It's going to be okay. And then he reminds them that they're on a mission to go and tell the men, the male disciples, and that they need to get on with it. They need to do it now. And while it's unstated, there's an implied sense, to my mind anyway, that he's assuring him that they'll see him again. And one way or another, they will, for the rest of their lives and into eternity. We too, in our own way, get to meet him, the risen Christ. Well, God bless you.